Hello and welcome back to the Blazing for Lethal YouTube channel. With ProCrest season coming up very soon, I've decided to release a couple of videos covering 3 of the heroes that I expect to see in great numbers and more importantly in the top 8 and my general game plans into them. These aren't going to be the really easy heroes like Victor, for example. I'd expect to see a good number of Victor. That matchup is so easy for Kano that I don't think it warrants a video. But I will be covering some heroes that are either a little bit tricky or are just generally prevalent and powerful enough that I think having a full breakdown of an approach against those heroes would be beneficial. So, the number 1 hero I'm sure on everybody's radar and the first video that I'm going to be covering is, of course, Kayo, the Green Man. And there has been a big development among Kano players, and thanks to the help of my team, especially, we've figured out a new way to play into Kayo, and that is using Balance of Justice. This card is cracked. It's incredible. Why? Because against brutes, thanks to Blood Rush Bellow, this says Kano gets 35 life. And Kano with 35 life is actually ridiculous. This card allows us to hit pitch stack against Kayo and Levia as well, in fact. Any hero that runs Cashin or Blood Rush Bellow, we can now pitch stack thanks to Balance of Justice. And that means if we hit pitch stack, we win the game. So all we need to do is survive long enough. Balance of Justice does this. So into Kayo specifically, I'm going to mess that up plenty. I'm running 2 Fate for Scenes, an Unmovable, Oasis or Spite, and Sink Belows. I've upped my defense reaction count for a couple of reasons. One, Kayo, and Kasai too for that matter, depending on the build, can hit very hard, very quickly. The extra defense reactions are just a nice way to keep ourselves alive a little bit more. Other big thing is that pulping gets shut down if we can go D-react from Arsenal block with a card from hand. So having an extra few shots with Fate Foreseen and Unmovable, you could easily run 3 Fate Foreseens if you wanted to shut down those turns when he doesn't have an Agile Windup or Scab Skin roll, can absolutely blindside him, and that saves us an incredible amount of health. Generally just very useful. Blue count has actually gone down into this one. We don't need a full 34 or 33 blues to hit a stack, so take out a couple of those to fit in Sinks and Oasis Respites. Spindle is still a very good card because it rips a card from him and it'll opt us 1 or 2. This matchup is a difficult stack matchup, so besides blocking as efficiently as you can, important to try to focus on those Tome of Fiendels from Arsenal unless you're feeling very comfortable in the game. Getting extra life while also drawing through your deck a bit more and setting up your stack further is very important into this hero. Really try to maximize using Balance at the right time and Spring Tunic combined with either Oasis Respite or Tome of Fiendel. We don't want to waste any resources if we can avoid it in this matchup. So other cards to be aware of, and also where Balance comes in handy. Pulping we've already talked about. We can stop that with a defense reaction. CNC is going to be very frustrating if it goes CNC for 7 go again. Balance of Justice helps quite a bit there. Again, with send packing, they can come at very awkward times. Another important part of that, speaking of awkwardness, is there are KOs out there who are running item destruction, and that is why I find it very important to run 2 Potion of Deja Vus. A couple reasons. First reason, we don't have Ragamuffins Hat to fix the stack anymore. If you don't have a very clean stack, Ragamuffins Hat can usually get you out of that situation. We don't have that anymore, so Deja Vu, very important. Also, we don't usually have the luxury of taking time off to make sure we draw directly into stacks. So I'll draw 4 cards, and then the top card of my deck is the beginning of my stack. Potion of Deja Vu lets us get around that hurdle by being able to just pitch cards from our hand to make it as if we were drawing directly into stack. Can be a little awkward if you draw duplicates. You'll notice I'm not running Eye of Ophidia into this matchup. Not necessary, I'm simply testing without it, but having 6 no blocks can be very awkward, and so taking out a Potion of Deja Vu, maybe a energy potion, and Eye is not an unheard of thing to do. So that is my setup. Those are some things that we're going to be concerned about. Blood Rush Bellow is obviously the big player. Don't be too hasty to pop Balance of Justice. However, all that really matters is we get complete value out of Balance, blocking 2, and drawing a card, using it at the opportune time. So that is a bit of my wrap up here for the intro, and I will see you in the gameplay. And here we go. Starting off with an energy potion, straightforward. Pretty good opening hand. I can block 3 cards, and I've got a defense reaction. And it's a pulping. Very good for me here because I can just block 1 card, sink below. Choosing not to sink here because I just want to send the spindle with the blue. And I've got a pretty perfect opening setup here. Send in a spindle. Rip a card, keep the defense reaction on top, and bottom the blue. So we've got 2 blues. It's going to be a flare and a reverb. This is a odd hand. Absolute garbage because he sends a CNC at me. So I just lose a D-pot, which is very irritating. So much, I'm just lay out a D-pot or an E-pot, doesn't matter which. An Arsenal pass. Again, going for those defense reactions in Arsenal, so if he ever sends pulping, I can shut it down easily. I'm just gonna sink below, sinking that Blazing Aether. Stacks now 2 blues and a Blazing, Flare, Reverb, Blazing, and then on my turn, just gonna play out a potion, crucibling away a tome, so I'm setting up those power cards. 3 potions assembled. I'm pretty happy about it so far. Return 4, we've only taken 7 damage, got another D-React in Arsenal. Very good setup. Got my Tunic up for an Oasis if I want to, which I just drew. Very good. There's an Agile Wind-Up, so this next turn is going to be a little more difficult. Sending at least 12, I would imagine, probably more. And a Send Packing to start things off. Debating on how I want to Oasis or Spite. Making sure that I'll get my D-React back if he doesn't actually deal damage. So I just Tunic, I Oasis, block with the blue. I'm planning on pitching away that Sonic Boom. If I'm allowed to, that is. Because having a Tome Boom, a Wildfire, Boom, Blazing is kind of my ideal stack. It deals so much damage through a lot of blocking, and yeah, the Manable Claw, so perfect. I get to Arsenal another Fate Foreseen, just pitch away my Sonic Boom. Stack is now Flare, Reverb, Blazing, Tome of Aetherwind, Sonic Boom. And an E-Strike. E-Strike for go again. Okay, so just block 6. I'm comfortable blocking another 6. And sure enough, Bear Fangs. I do want to start getting some blues in that stack because I have quite a few reds. And then a Tome and a Sonic Boom. So, we do want to start getting those blues in to fuel the combo. And there's another Tome. Well, I'll definitely put that to the bottom because at this point he's starting to get going and I don't want to waste tempo. So now I have Tome of Aetherwind, Sonic Boom, Tome of Fyendel. A lot of Kanos in a row. I'm definitely going to want all 3 energy potions to make sure this lands properly. And then I'm going to have a Gaze the Ages Beneath the Dirt first Tome. So set number 3, my Mind Palace. On the couch, we got Uncle Iroh sitting there. Big swing of the big. Debating using Balance at this point. He still hasn't used a Blood Rush, but this isn't actually doing much except a couple points of damage. I attempt to save Balance of Justice for CNC and the like. And I got a Boom. Yeah, pop that. actually quite like this play. Pulls a card, get to pitch away the blazing, and then I'm gonna have Iroh cutting the dragon, or in normal terms, Case the Ages, Aether Arc, and Blazing Aether. And there's the Blood Rush finally. He's kind of low rolling me this game, so it's a nice, easy showcase of stacking into Kayo before we get into some really hard games later on. Snap Block 5, I'm going to want to have at least 2 Wildfires, just to be safe. I'm expecting No Fear in this deck. A lot of KOs, at least on Dalashar, run No Fear. So plan is now to block 6, and what do you know? He sends it. He's been sitting on that arsenal for a while. It's got to be a No Fear, which is also why No Fear is not actually that great into Kano, at least if Kano's stacking. If you see your opponent's got Balance of Justice, get rid of a No Fear immediately, because it just IPs you. He's playing off of 4 cards for the rest of the game now. And there's another Wildfire, so Bloodline's probably just going to be block 9, pitch Aether Wildfire. Stack is Flare, Reverb, Blazing, Tome of Aether, Windsonic Boom, Tome of Fiendel, Gaze the Ages, Aether Arc, Blazing Wildfire. So we got the double Blazing. Oh, that's a Wild Ride. Very nice attack. And a swing of the big. Draw an Energy Potion, sure. I'll just block here. I would have liked to draw, a blocking card, but a 3rd Energy Potion is nothing I'm ever really going to complain about, assuming I can land it without dying, which I can. So potion out, double Wildfire in the stack. I need a couple more blues for all those tomes, and we are pretty much good to go. $11 cards in stack, 33 in deck. I've got a few turns yet before I make it there, but it's okay. Agility and a Might token. I am at 10 health, so this is going to be a little bit concerning. I can't afford to take any off turns, as it were, in terms of efficient blocking, but luckily all of my potions are gone. So other than drawing a bunch of tomes at once, which is possible, I should be more or less okay. And also, you'll notice he's pitched at least 2 Cast Bones. Cast Bones is not amazing into Kano. If they're pitch stacking, maybe. But into Kano, usually it's just take your turn off. You're not putting pressure on Kano. And that just gives me an opportunity to hit you really hard. It's clunky. It's also very clunky if you combine it with No Fear. Besides the fact that No Fear won't trigger off of a Cast Bones, and there he pitched another one, it just clogs up your arsenal. If the Kano's ready for it, you're not going to be doing anything important. And sending it to the bottom. Now we're just running towards stack as fast as we can. We have 3 blues so far after that double Wildfire. So the stack is ready and waiting. I just need to get there. And thankfully I didn't lose my potion of Deja Vu. That would make it a little bit awkward having to hit stack exactly. When you have more of a life buffer, it's not that hard. But when you're at 10, taking time off is just not great. Yep, there's a No Fear. He pitched 1, that's his first played. I'll be a monkey's uncle if he does not have the 3rd one plonked in his arsenal, or an Oasis Respite. Also why I've started pitch stacking Kayo. Just like Kasai, not everyone runs it, but there are enough people who will randomly bring Oasis or No Fear that at a tournament, if I play for tempo and they just randomly dunk on me with a prevention card, it feels bad in the extreme, and I'm not going to take the risk. The more you can pitch stack in Kano, the better, theoretically. No windup was a surprise. Here I miscounted. I know that I have a tome into a sonic boom, and here I thought that I was very confused and completely forgotten my stack, which is why my next couple of decisions are a little peculiar, because I know I'm going to have a tome after the boom, and then I'm going to have a couple of blues, and I'm trying to line it up so that I will draw into the blues and have the blazing on top and then the wildfires. I just happen to have a very odd clump at the bottom of the deck, and luckily he's not able to punish me too hard for it. I mean, he sent a lot of damage, and there's another blazing, so now I'm extremely confused and downright bamboozled while playing this game. It's very easy to do, especially if you play a lot of stack games in a row. That's why some people don't like to do much pitch stacking. It can be quite taxing on your brain. But this is fine, because if I just arsenal a Tome of Aetherwind, I know after my 2 wildfires, I just have blues. So, absolutely perfect for me. Now I just need to draw into stack. Still not there. My account got completely messed up, and I'm kind of scrambling, figuring out what to do. Luckily, he just sends a Smash Instinct. So he's holding a prevention card and a blue in hand, is my guess. So I'll just block with whatever I can. I can block 7, which is quite nice. And also, I've made it to that 7 threshold with the life gain. So if he sends a 7 go again at me, I can block with Tunic and force him to burn another card. On the off chance, he also has Oasis Respite besides something else. And here we go. We've hit stack Aether Flare and Riverbraid. So the top card is Blazing Aether, followed by Tome, Boom, Tome, Blue, Blue, Blazing, Wildfire, Wildfire, 4 blues, Blazing, and Lesson in Lava. So now I just wait for him to take another swipe at me, and I get to pull the trigger. And if he doesn't take a swipe, I'll try to kill him anyway. At this point, I'm probably going to be able to triple wildfire him, thanks to drawing one, as long as I use my depot correctly. That's something you do need to be very careful of while pitch stacking with Balance of Justice. Out of habit, you will usually try to set it up with a buffer, assuming you have Ragamuffin's Hat, and I have nearly lost games because I realized at the last moment, oh wait, I don't actually have a Ragamuffin's Hat to save me right now. Debating on which tome I want to use first. I've had the opportunity in games past to use my Tome of Aetherwinds to pump a wildfire and just send it for 8. But at the moment, it's not particularly helpful. I'll just go Tome, draw 2. I can pitch the wildfire since I need it in my zone anyway. And now I know the top card's going to be Blazing. And then a double wildfire. I still have 2 energy potions, which is how I'm going to actually pull that off. Again, Ragamuffin's Hat would have been really nice because I could just rags a blue using with my wildfire. But it's fine. I have just enough resources to Kano, get my wildfires out. Just put those on top, making sure that I draw blue, blue, and then have wildfire. Blue, 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 because I still have the blazing, the Aetherwind in my arsenal. So I'm going to draw 4 blues, Kano, a wildfire, and then start throwing damage. You'll notice this game went all the way to turn 15, so both myself and the Kayo player running at very slow. He's been sitting on prevention without doubt for half the game, really punished for doing so, which isn't something you typically hear. That wildfire, I'll just pop gaze, see if there's another tome floating around in the bottom that I forgot about, which there's not. But also setting up a better boom target. It's also why running 2-cost blues such as Emeritus Scolding can be really nice in a stack, because then you can just put it on top with Depot and then boom, will hit it and deal 4 damage plus everything else. And here he missed the window. He wanted to go no fear. But I'm not redoing the entire turn because triple wildfire, boom, blazing, you're gonna die no matter what happens. In fact, even a triple oasis would probably lose to this hand. Or to this stack, I should say. Magnificent. One of those sad games where you don't even get to play a Blazing Aether to get the kill. Blazing for lethal, not quite. And welcome to the Kayo gameplay. I'm running up against a teammate of mine who played against a very anti-Kano Kayo during his RTN season and was able to stack it up. So we are running the complete stack sad package, a lot of defensive cards, all the good stuff. Very competent player we're going up against a very strong Kayo deck, well built to beat up Kano, taking out some Voltic Bolts because we don't need that. And diving right in, so we are gonna just see what happens here. He's going first, always happy to see that. Ooh, Beacon Tracker is gonna be an issue for free action points, so keeping an eye on that. AB3, fine. Let's run with the Bear Fit. I am actually quite happy with this opening hand because it doesn't do anything, but also I don't take any damage and I get a defensive card right off the bat. So, not too bad. Easy block 9. Let's see here. Well, we will start Kanoing. Tome. That's an interesting choice, actually. Because I want those in the stack, but I also don't want to just leave it there and lose tempo. So we're going to draw some cards. Ooh, that's nice. Play a potion, most certainly. Kano here. Alright, well, Lesson in Lava is a bad stack card. It's not very efficient compared to even blues on a combo turn in stacks. So I'm actually going to dump a Boom in there, because Boom is a very strong card in pitch stacks. It pays for itself in gold, basically. I'll keep this in hand to block with, and we're going to start out with 2 blues and then a Sonic Boom for my pitch stack. Flare, Scalding Rain, and then Boom. And I'll Arsenal that. Very nice. Okay, well, double Boom's going to be great. This looks like a heavy blocking hand. I think what I'd like to do is pitch this to Oasis, block, play potion, Arsenal, sink below. Keep that train running. Let's see, does he have an agility token? No. So it's just flat damage. Argument to simply block 6 here, play potion. Bit of an IP, but I can block really efficiently. No, IP penalties are bad. And also double Boom is ridiculous in a pitch stack, so there's that too. Well, that's amazing. Block with Arc, sink Tome of Aetherwind, block with leftover card, play potion. Oh, for the love of... Me not happy. So that's 7. I kind of want sink below. I could certainly block it out using balance and get it back. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I is going to be a bit awkward. Oh, that's nice. That is not nice. Son of a gun. There goes an E-pod. That's heavily good. Yeah, don't like that at all. But we're going to take 6. Could block, but I want to arsenal that, and I want to Kano this so that I can make sure it's not locked, because currently we have Blue Flare, Scalding Rain, Boom, Boom, so hopefully I find another tome. That would be great. Oh, Blazing, okay. I'll accept the Blazing. And that's 2 blues, so I'm going to need something there. We'll put both to the bottom. So we'll have Boom. That's Oasis, sure. Gotta be careful of that. Yikes. Gotta be careful of that indeed. Okay, well, I'll block with this. And sink. That's terrible. Let me guess. Big swing. Well, we still have 2 of these in the deck. 2 wildfires, that is. So I'm just going to block here. Try to keep my life total high. Arsenal and Oasis for spite. That's not bad. Another tome is nice. And again, we've got a stack of Flares, Scalding Rain, or Blue Aether Quickening, Sonic Boom, Blazing Aether, 0 for 1. And then we have Eye of Ophidia, and that's irritating. And Tome. It's putting up some fantastic turns, I gotta say. This is irritating indeed. CNC. Ha! I love doing this. Best feeling in the world. Alright, block with this. And then I believe we're going to arsenal that Tome of Fiendel, gain back some life again. We already have 1 in this stack. I think it's alright. There's a 3rd, and that's something. That's dumb. Great time to pop Balance of Justice, I think. Potentially. I usually like to save Balance of Justice for the 2nd and 3rd Blood Rush Bellows. But things are a little bit awkward. That makes it even more irritating. Alright, we will pop Balance of Justice. That's insufferable. Awkward hand from him, happy to see it. We'll be blocking. Hopefully we draw at least 1 blue so that we can have a properly spaced Tome of Fiendel. So I'm just going to pitch this here. We do, very good. Yup. And we will most certainly pitch this as well. Yikes. That's a bad hand. Okay, well this is great. That one. That's less good. That is very much less good. Well, that's obnoxious. This game just got a lot harder. We will block out. Plenty of health. Couple of potions, that's good. Losing most of them, less good. Discard, wow. Living it up. Hopefully I can stop a pulping. He'll do the discard thing. Yeah. Can block a CNC if he sends it. But I don't like the fact that I've lost potions here. But also, it's turn 8 and I have 26 health, so things are going pretty well. Admittedly, he's not having the greatest draws of all time, but still. Okay, we'll block one here. We'll sink the other one, giving me another blue after that tome. Sure. I will keep. That's horrific in the extreme. Okay. So the game plan is going to be to keep the 2 wildfires for the rest of the game sitting in my hand, because they are the only 2 left in the deck, and arsenal. And we'll block here, and then we'll fate. Send it to the bottom. Stack is established. Now we just need to make it there and hope that he does not get another one of those obnoxious destroy smashing performances. I really do need a depot for this to work properly. Sure, banish. Wind up, sure. Not the most impressive thing, but Josh turn. You could potentially kill him with just that. I don't like you. Yeah, blocking that out. Don't have a follow-up, please, and don't home. Thank goodness. Bare Fangs, that's a nice attack. I have a lot of health, though, I don't really mind. Oh, you. Okay, well, block him with that. Sinking below. At least I get it back, so that's an advantage. And I get to play another potion. Nearly there. This whole thing falls apart if I don't, get that out. So we're blocking 7, playing Okay, well, blocking 7, playing Potion of Deja Vu, and hoping that the stack is not so scuffed at this point that we can't struggle through it all. 15 cards left in deck. We're basically just drawing into stack at this point. In fact, that's the first, I believe that's the first card of stack. Take the 5. Let me guess. Go again. Buff power. Okay. Well, I'm blocking 7 cleanly here. Yep, that's stack. So we're gonna have boom. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. We got boom boom. We're not getting to the tones anytime soon. This is not good at all. Gonna need to survive another turn. So we're taking the 7. See, now that I think about it, the top card is actually Blazing Aether. So if I get all of these cards into the deck, it's going to be Wildfire, Wildfire, Boom, Boom, Blazing. That should be enough to get the job done. The question is, do I have enough resources? Because there's Blazing, 2 blues, and then the tomes start triggering. So that's Kano. I need 2 resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This should work. It's about the worst stack I've ever hit in my life, but we are going to try this. And pray he doesn't have double Oasis. That might ruin this. Also might be okay, honestly. No, I haven't seen an Oasis Respite from him yet. This should be okay. Maybe 3. Alright, we're sending it. Do your worst. Absolute coward. Disgusting. Okay, well, this is terrible, because I can't pay for any of the other buffs. But it is still going to be enough to get there, because it's boom, and I pray that I didn't forget my pitch stack, because that would be awkward. Boom, boom, come on. Blazing. Fantastic. Well, that was one of the most stressful stack games I've had in a very long time, and it was kind of magnificent. That was fun. And I think it did a very good job of showcasing why Balance of Justice is generally just a very good card in stack matchups. So there you go. Balance of Justice is OP.